Welcome back to War Thunder Weekly News. This week, devblog season is in full swing, so hit the subscribe button. Let's see what's coming in 1.85. The first devblog was of the Breda 501, which I already talked about last week. My one concern was answered. It is indeed a fast vehicle, being able to reach up to 53 kilometers per hour on roads, and said to not be afraid of rough terrain either, although no direct speed which it could reach. So this indeed very much could be a big pack puma. Although my favorite feature is the two machine guns on the back. Just in case anyone's trying to sneak up on you, you can do nothing, unless they're open top vehicles. The next devblog was of the M1441, a very early on medium tank, armed with a 47mm gun with some pretty decent penetration, although wouldn't be surprised if it was artificially nerfed like some of the Japanese guns. Kind of one of those tanks that, if you knew anything about Italian tanks, you already knew was coming, because it's very prevalent. Its max speed is 33 kilometers per hour, which is not so great. And its strongest bit of armor is 30mm, although 45 on the turret, which isn't great at all. I'm assuming this thing's going to be rather low on the tree. In the devblog, it also does mention the M1340, so wouldn't be surprised if we were also to get that thing as well, although I doubt to get a devblog, because it's not that exciting. On the Russian version of the devblog, a user by the name of Dragon of Fight asked the question in Russian, although thankfully translated by someone else. When will you show Otomatic? And an administrator replied with, the tastiest in the end, which quite heavily implies, yes, the Otomatic is coming, which is awesome because that thing's amazing looking. Hopefully it performs just as well in game as we assume. Later was released but not announced an M60A1 for Italy as a Ring 5 Premium, dubbed the DC Ariete. Costing $50, it comes with 2,000 Golden Eagles, an Italian tanker helmet, which I swear you can already get for free, and a unique title Sentinel, along with 15 days of premium. What sets this one apart from the regular M60 is that it has unique decals, a stabilizer, and has smoke grenades. Altogether, really, it's just another copy and paste, which I was expecting quite a few of them, not necessarily to be premiums, but I guess that's kind of what you gotta do with copy and paste, and Italy does need more tanks. Now, Italian M60s were outfitted with explosive reactive armor, and it was asked the store team dude if we could expect this to be a researchable add-on, although it's a premium so you won't have to research anything. And the reply was that they are not considering it. Someone brought up Italian M60A1s were not AOS versions, and store team dude replied with, they were modernized over time, having a stabilizer is fine. Last few statements from store team dude was that this tank will not receive a devlog, although I wouldn't be surprised if it did see announcement along with the other Italian premiums sometime near the patch's release date. And this is the final Italian premium for this patch. The next vehicle announced was the Sho't Kal Dalet, which I'm just going to call the Shot from now on, an Israeli version of the British Centurion, as a premium for the British tree for $60. Makes me think it's probably going to be the British's 9.0. Although it's not just a regular Centurion, it has a better engine, ERA, and a L7 cannon with special Israeli shells. In my personal opinion, it looks like a pretty awesome tank with all the stuff decked out on top. It has two 30 cals on the roof and a 50 cal. Along with it, it has smoke grenade launchers and a 60mm mortar on the side, which could fire HE, illumination, and smoke grenades. Now, I doubt we're actually going to be able to fire the HE or illumination rounds, but I suspect it will allow you to shoot smoke grenades. Although my favorite feature is the battering ram on the front, which will definitely be really annoying when you're trying to hit this tank with some sort of chemical round. The final devblog was for the Challenger Mark III. Actually was leaked in the Italian M60's little video originally. Exciting at first, but if you read into the devblog, it states that the vehicle still uses the same engine, suspension, gun, ammunition, and armor layout, however has the addition of add-on ERA and composite armor elements on the front and sides of the vehicle's hull. Additionally, all ammunition is stored in armored bins, decreasing the chances of ammunition going off when a round penetrates. It will not be a modification upgrade, it is a separate vehicle on its own, and it will not have the L26 ammunition. I don't think the tank is going to do what the British players need a tank to do, that be a 10.0 tank. Despite its added on armor, the ERA on the lower front plate is only ERA, and I think some structural steel to stick it on there properly, so it will not protect you against the most popular popular round at high tiers, APF-SDS. The armored ammunition storage bins would also be very helpful, but I doubt they're going to do that much. What I think the British really need is the Vickers Mark 7/2, which is a much more modern tank, which uses a German 120mm L44 and doesn't have any obvious weak spots like the Challenger. However, when asked about this, Sim 1080p replied with, "Unfortunately, with regard to the Vickers Mark 7, there simply isn't enough information available to accurately create and model the vehicle. All that's available are a handful of photos and barely any technical information." I'm not up on current tank information, so I can't make any rebuttal to that, but it kind of sounds like an excuse. In other vehicles talked about, many people have been bringing up vehicles like the M1A1. Sim had been noted on this that the M1A1 is a step ahead, as is the C1, and we won't be seeing the C1 for now. BlueBeta echoed what Sim said in replies to someone asking if one of the C1 Ariete prototypes would be added, saying the prototypes weren't very much different than the production version. Making me feel pretty confident that C1 Ariete isn't coming this patch, unfortunately, and I can't think of any other 10.0 tanks that would fit the mold, so it's likely that Italy will not have a 10.0 tank for now. A Russian YouTuber who is commonly in contact with Gaijin made an interesting comment the other day in replying to someone asking if he could hint towards a T-72 variant coming in 1.85. He replied with, in Russian, and this has been basically Google translated, "Unfortunately, there are a few nuances. If I had known, I wouldn't have told you. Otherwise, I would have stopped recognizing. But honestly, I don't know, so I'm not sure at all if the T-72 will be in 1.85. I know of something else that will be in 1.85. A streamer friend laughing says Italians. He replies with, "Yes, but the Italians are compared to what will be in 1.5 most likely." The streamer friend says, "Well, I imagine." And then he replies with, "Yes, here, but." The streamer friend states, "There are some guesses." The streamer replies with, "Yes, but. It is even better than the T-72. Here it is. But again, I can't tell you anything. Wait for official patch devs for the dev server." Kind of hard to make out, but essentially something better than the T-72 and better than the Italian tree is going to be added in 1.85. There was a Q&A, and I thought it was kind of trash. Most of the answers were, maybe, we'll think about it. The only two good ones I could make out was somebody asking if they were planning to add a effective way to take out helicopters, and they said yes, there are such plans. We are already working on some of the vehicles and game systems. And then they said, well, in the meantime, just use ATGMs, because ATGMs are built to kill enemy helicopters. The other one was asking, are self-guided torpedoes implemented now? If not, will they in the future? The answer was yes, surprisingly. You already saw this mechanic in the 1st of April event. This weapon can work from any carrier, which I think they're assuming anything that can carry torpedoes, like torpedo bombers and such. However, at the moment, we are not planning to use it because of the difficulty of countering such weapon, especially not older ships. Perhaps in the future, there will be solutions, and this weapon will have its place in game. In smaller news, there was a new mission type for boats, and it was for boats, so I didn't play it. It looked kind of interesting. You had to capture A and B to be able to capture the enemy's main point, and then you would win, opposed to just waiting for the counter to go down. But as I said, it was only for boats, and boats don't really interest me too much. They released a video about torpedo bombers, and during this they mentioned a Focke-Wulf 190 with a torpedo, which we do not currently have in game.
Quite a few land-based fighters, bombers and attack aircraft were at some point refitted to carry torpedoes.
So it's possible that they are looking into this as a possibility. The battle ratings talked about last week are now implemented, and so far I'd say they're pretty fair. Nothing seems to be over stomping. And finally, some drama on the Skill Thunder website. Apparently back in September, the creator of it threatened to shut down support for the site, citing lack of support, especially on Gaijin's part. This sparked a lot of support for him, and he opened a Patreon to help run the site on the 1st of October. He was able to remove ads on the site and is making about $250 a month. I guess if you care about Skill Thunder, you could go support them. Although it really just makes me think maybe it's about time I start making a Patreon. Anyways, that's all the news for this week. If you have any comments and concerns or questions, you can hit me up down below or on my Discord. If you want to see more of these videos, I make them every Sunday, and I make random videos throughout the week. I also like to do streams on Fridays, so hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon anytime I upload anything to be notified. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.